Funding for this program was provided by the...
Boom! Sup, guys? Watch! We got Kid Twist in the house!
Whoa, shit, I'm like intimidated right now.
Yeah, that's the new intro. Writer of Bodied. We just saw it on Sunday night, and if you guys watched the news an hour ago, I gave it a rave review. I'm gonna give it a rave review right now and again. It's a fucking awesome-ass movie. Go fucking see it. Bodymovie.com. We actually just found out now...
Literally minutes ago.
Yeah, if you're in the LA area, it's playing for another week at Pasadena, Hollywood, and Burbank too.
Culver City.
Culver City,
at the ArcLight.
Hell yeah!
So it's at those 3 ArcLight cinemas.
Fuck yeah! So go see it if you're in LA, and then it's also playing at plenty of other cities, as well as it's doing the premiere with the cast and crew in Toronto.
Yeah.
For the next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, how do you feel about how the movie is? All the acclaim it's getting, the reviews.
I mean,
and stuff.
it's incredible. You know what I mean? We made this completely independently. Like, if you guys may not have heard the story yet, Joseph totally funded this himself.
Yeah.
So it was made completely off the grid. No like Hollywood input. No studio behind us whatsoever. So, you know, obviously, because I'm a battle rapper, because Joseph is such a huge fan of the scene, you know, well, I mean, number one, we just wanted to make a great movie.
Yeah.
Number two, obviously, we wanted to make something that had the level of authenticity to, so that battle fans could actually feel good about supporting it. So the fact that, like, kind of all corners of the battle scene have kind of come together to support it, which is really crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's super gratifying.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like, the fact that we're also getting good reviews in, like, the New York Times, the LA Times.
Crazy, man.
You know, we're certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. So like, that's the kind of stuff that I just did not expect at all. You know what I mean? Like I thought we would make a good movie because we had all these talented people involved.
Mm-hmm.
I hoped we would make a movie that battle fans and battle rappers could be proud of.
Yeah.
I never thought we would get, like, a critical consensus that it's a great movie. I thought for sure we would, like, split people 50-50 of, like, no, this is offensive, you can't say this, versus, oh, there's something interesting happening here.
Yeah.
But almost everyone has completely gotten on board and is singing its praises. So it's, yeah. It's a crazy feeling, man. I feel like to a certain degree, I feel like I kind of like tricked people or like used some sort of weird Jedi mind trick or something like that. But yeah, hey, we pulled it off. So.
Hell yeah! And the Q&A the other night with Joseph and everybody was so cool because Joseph brought up so many good points, especially about like the movie. He's like, the movie kind of like, you know, from a directorial standpoint, and I understand this too because I film battle rap, is you're filming talking heads. So essentially you're filming what Nelson put very good, is that you're filming an argument, essentially.
Right.
And that's really hard to make visually super interesting. It's super fucking difficult. And he was like, that's all that goes on in the movie. There's no like fucking explosions, there's no like fight scene or anything, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, that was tight that it was able to be done in a way that was not only classy but interesting the entire time. I also saw a lot of comparisons with Scott Pilgrim.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, and I mean, I think because Scott Pilgrim is just way more slick and way more comic booky.
Yeah.
And I mean, Joseph did add in kind of those visual elements that like illustrate the punchlines at certain moments, which was like. Kind of just to up the visual interest, but also to sort of explain it to people who don't understand the bars, which was really a clever move on his part, I think.
Yeah.
And he did it in a way where it's not too much. It feels like it's part of the world.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the Scott Pilgrim comparisons are coming from there.
Yes.
And then also just the fact that we have such a fucking skinny, pasty white guy battling people. You know, there's also some comparison to be made there. But I mean, I love Scott Pilgrim, so I'm super happy with the comparisons.
Yeah.
But I think there's definitely like a different level of cartoonishness in Scott Pilgrim.
Very true. Yeah. I mean, like I've been very vocal about like battles using like effects in them. I'm like kind of a proponent of like not doing that.
For sure.
And I was a fucking huge fan of it in the film.
Right.
Like it was like done in a tasteful manner.
Right.
And also
not too much.
Like
and,
the warp effect that he used with Diz and Pat. Like that, I was like, damn, that was fucking awesome. Like I kind of wanted to be like, maybe I should do that in battles, because I was like, that like added so much.
You know what it reminded me of is I don't know if you would know better if it's the exact same effect, but in Fight Club, when Tyler Durden delivers directly to the camera and it's like shaking around him, it's kind of that effect, which is
very true,
crazy cool, and like has not really been used effectively in many movies. I mean, Fight Club is literally the only one I can think of. Yeah,
that's true. But speaking of Pat, everybody's cameos in there are so fucking awesome. I feel like everybody fit their cameo and the character they were playing.
And that, honestly, like, I would love to take credit for that shit, but that all comes from Joseph.
Really?
Like, which is crazy. Like, you would not expect. You would think it was like me or someone else like suggesting people for parts.
Yeah.
And certainly he did. You know, we check in with me, we check in with Diz, like the other battle rappers that we had around, just to say like, hey, what do you think of this? But all that casting at the end of the day was him, which is crazy. Like I don't want to say now, but I sort of had different people in mind for certain parts, like especially for those cameos, like when Pat makes the cameo, and Roan, Conceited, Madness, they're all in kind of this similar scene.
Yeah.
And I had different ideas for who might be in there, and then when Joseph told me who he was putting in there, I was like, holy shit, that's perfect. That's way better than what I was thinking.
Yeah, for real, man. And like also I was talking about earlier on the news show about how when I was watching it, like how appreciative the film is of battle rap culture. It's like it's so inclusive of that.
Right.
Like the cameos are there just to put people in the movie.
For sure.
And that's so fucking awesome. That's like so respectable and like literally like they were like rocking battle rap merch in the movie too.
There's a lot of LOM clothing in there. Yeah.
Yeah, Ice is wearing his Wolf t-shirt. I was just like, fuck, dude, this is like amazing. Like this is like, how could a feature film be made in a more like authentic manner than this, you know, especially about a niche culture that is very volatile to things that aren't authentic.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally.
So, man, I loved it. Go see it. Bodiedmovie.com. I definitely recommend seeing it in theaters. It was. I don't watch movies, man. I like worked in the film industry for 13 years, and the last thing I want to do in my free time is go sit in front of another screen.
Yeah, of course.
And it's a fucking experience to see these people on a big screen that you've watched on YouTube for so many years.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really happy that we have the YouTube Premium release on November 28th. And I mean, that's where, like, it's really going to blow up from there. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that we have a theatrical release is incredible, but just due to the nature of it being an indie movie and stuff like that, we're only in select theaters. I mean, we are expanding to more theaters, so keep checking bodymovie.com because we are adding cities now, which is incredible. That means we did really well opening weekend.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, most people are going to see it on YouTube. So I'm really excited for a couple weeks from now when we go from thousands of people seeing it to millions of people seeing it.
Word.
But yeah, for the next few weeks, I would definitely recommend getting to a theater if there's one close to you at all, because seeing it with an audience, like, really gives the feeling of being at a live battle, which is something that I hoped we could pull off, and I think we did.
Yeah.
Like, people really react to the lines. Like, to me, my favorite thing that's happened at a screening, and it's actually happened a couple times now, is people in the theater audience have finished lines with the rappers on screen, like tight. The crowd at a real battle.
That's tight. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It just made me feel so good.
Hell yeah. The movie's fucking amazing, man. I definitely want to like keep promoting it and like find some way for like possibly to do like maybe a watch of certain parts of the movie. I don't know how it's gonna work, you know.
Right.
But I'm super interested to see how the YouTube release goes too, and just how because I've never watched a movie on YouTube. I don't know how it works. There's like still the comments too, you know.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it's exciting as fuck. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this was the first feature film picked up by YouTube Originals, right?
Yeah, I mean they've done others, but they've been like completely in-house YouTube productions, mostly starring like YouTubers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this is the first one where they bought it. and then certainly the first one where they gave it a theatrical release. So it's they're definitely pushing it as like their first movie, even though technically they have like a couple others.
Yeah.
Which, actually, Caelim's been in a couple others.
That's
the only reason I know that. Yeah.
And he killed it. Everybody killed it. The fucking whole cast, like Shaniqua killed it.
Yep.
It was interesting hearing her talk about it too,
right.
because like she did have like moments where I was like, damn, you probably could do this.
Right.
Like you can battle for real.
Yeah.
And when she was like, yeah, after this movie I got cocky and made some songs, and she was like, I can't fucking rap. So fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, and Jackie.
Jackie.
Like,
yeah, man.
Jackie and Caleb are just so fucking key to the movie and do such an incredible job that when I watch it now, I'm like, how did I not actually write these roles for these people?
Yeah.
Because it just seems like these roles were written with them in mind, but not at all.
Yeah.
And we actually, we were like worried for a minute because we did not have someone to cast in that lead role for a while.
And we were Caleb's role.
For Caleb's role.
Word.
And we actually, so we had Jackie. And Joseph was just like, I have a few candidates, but I don't really know. So he was having people come in to do like chemistry reads with Jackie.
Yeah.
And Caleb came along so late in the process that his first audition was actually a chemistry read with Jackie.
Oh shit.
And as soon as Joseph saw the two of them together, he was like, yes, these two people need to be in this movie together.
Hell yeah.
Even though and Joseph loves telling the story, Caleb could not rap at all. Like, everyone who auditioned for the role was, like, pretty bad at rapping.
Yeah.
But Caleb was the worst. But you could just tell that, like, I mean, you could tell he was a really good actor, and he had such good chemistry with Jackie. He was killing, like, the humor parts and the dialogue parts. And he was, like, very, very serious about wanting to do it and about, like, studying and getting into the rapping. So Joseph was like, all right, we're giving you the role, but you gotta fucking learn how to rap. And he did. So
for real.
Yeah,
those two guys definitely did the research too. I've like watched a bunch of interviews they did like on the Breakfast Club, and every single interview they do, they're always talking about battle rap.
Yeah.
And like paying homage to like the culture and like it being authentic and stuff, and they like know their shit, you know? It's fucking time.
Yeah, they learned a lot. And just everyone in the movie is great. Like even like Walter, who plays Che Corleone, is like so funny.
Yeah.
Rory, who plays Maya, like brings a lot to that role, which like could have been a very sort of throwaway role, but I think she gives something to the movie that's important. And like fucking Anthony Michael Hall playing Adam's dad. Deborah Wilson from Mad TV has like an amazing scene in there. So yeah, it's just like the weirdest yet most killer cast.
Yeah.
So all credit to Joseph, because it was all his genius in putting together this motley crew to make this battle rap movie.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man, go check it out, dude. I couldn't say enough good things about the film. It's fucking awesome. We're all really proud of you, Alex. As
Thank
a culture, it's good to see people succeed that not only are like pivotal roles in the battle culture, but also good people too. So it's awesome.
Appreciate that.